The audience is clapping for you, dog. Keep
Nah,
going.
hold the applause. Hold the applause. Thank you, thank you. Too much, too much. No. Gosh, you guys are making me blush. Can I continue? Ladies and gentlemen, you bastard.
The audience is clapping for you, dog. Keep going.
Hold the applause. Hold the applause. Thank you, thank you. Too much, too much. No. Gosh, you guys are making me blush. Can I continue?
Yes.
Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Irbal Sinergy, the shop. I'm your host, Sinji. With me, my co-host, as always, Herbie.
What's up, listeners?
We're getting a
Hope
little,
y'all doing well.
we're getting a little spam here with the sound effects.
Am I? I don't know. You tell me.
Man, it's like that toxic person in chat that won't stop talking.
No, not me.
Yo, what's up, Herbie?
Same old, same old. Live a life. Life try to live me.
Out on the edge, baby.
Never on the edge.
You got a flavor of the week on that edge?
I might give it to Thorfinn this week because
My man, a killer.
yeah, he did some stuff with some other stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. But
They,
yeah,
they pushed him. Now he a killer.
yeah, they did. He pushed him. Now he's a killer. Terrible Chuck.
I crack myself up.
Yeah, you should.
I do. But
But continue.
my flavor is also Thorfinn. It's when he got his second dagger, I'll say
Yeah,
that was tough. I enjoyed that. I was like, oh, boy, ruthless.
yeah, he was. He was out there just doing what it does. But we can talk more about that later.
Yes, we can. Hey, you know we can talk about. We're gonna get some bad. We're gonna get some negative sound effects, but that live action One Piece came out.
That it did. It
I,
came out today.
I watched the first episode, 64 minutes long, and
Yeah.
I think it covered about 3 or 4 episodes wrapped up.
Hmm, 3 or 4
The
episodes.
the pacing is kind of weird. Maybe 3 episodes. The pacing is a little strange.
Very
We're throwing
interesting.
things in there that like doesn't need to be thrown in there. I feel like, but like I mean,
What? Isn't
I
that One Piece MO?
no. When
Yeah.
you're doing like a live action of like a series and like you're just cramming shit. Like I get why they're doing it. It was just like do we really need to see this right now? I knew it was coming.
You gotta keep you on your toes, baby.
Stay on my toes. Actually, I'm on my ass.
Yeah.
But
Terrible.
liar, liar.
Yeah, going with some liar liar. His
By the way,
pants might be on fire.
Zoro. I like Zoro's character in the show. By the way,
Yeah, I don't like him either.
I said I like
So you
Zoro.
said I said I don't like his character in the show.
No, I like Zoro's character in the show. I don't. I'm leaning towards like not liking the guy who's playing Luffy, and I'm undecided about Nami.
What? What makes you undecided about Nami?
Um, I'm going purely off of like how closely they are to the character, and Luffy's character it's a little too technical for me to explain, but Nami's character isn't she isn't like the fighting type in the anime right away, but like she's like off the bat like the fighting with a staff type in this, and it was just like that's wrong. Zoro's like the closest to.
Does she even have a staff right now? Because I feel like she shouldn't.
She has a staff right now, and she shouldn't.
Oh man, they'd mess up the whole game.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's this whole like I understand having to do it quicker because like obviously Netflix isn't gonna make 1,000 episodes, right? But
Mm-mm.
like if you're covering like say I'm covering Dragon Ball's arc when Raditz shows up, right? And we do a live adaptation to that. I'm not gonna cram Raditz and Vegeta and Nappa all in one when we're gonna get to there eventually. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like showcase this. I'm not gonna show Vegeta and Nappa coming to Earth while Raditz is already there. It's just like we're doing unnecessary things.
Interesting.
Like there was a fight, like the Captain Morgan fight, the first fight that Luffy and Zoro did together. Luffy freed Zoro way before that. Didn't get the swords for him. Didn't do him the favor. Didn't do anything. He just let him go. And then they somehow miraculously ended up in the same area and fought Captain Morgan. And they double teamed him. I was just like, like some things probably don't need to be changed, but it's fine. Whatever. I guess we're just doing it for make everyone look cool.
Do it for fun.
Yeah, we're just doing it to make everyone look cool.
Just
It's fine.
do it for
Let's move on.
fun. Yeah.
Liar,
Go
liar.
ahead. Hmm.
Episode 2, Loyalty and Performance. Hiruzo went to where he'll be staying, and that's where he met his assistant. And, well, I guess you can call her his assistant. And her name is Shiro Yuki. Shiro Yuki. I think. I think that's how you say that. And apparently she's also going to be sleeping there, in which he caught him off guard, and she like thought it was like, no, it's not gonna be like that kind of sleeping. I was like, whoa, he wasn't thinking that, but like, whoa.
Yeah.
So she's serving Hirito due to Ichinose's request. The lady like made him pretend that he's a 7 star, and with them kind of like he's like trying to get her to relax, and it's time for dinner. She made him like a full course meal, which he absolutely loved, and like had her sit and eat with him because like why stand and watch me eat something? I'm not even gonna finish all this because just you might as well enjoy with me. So I think she gets pretty comfortable with him pretty quickly, and he also vice versa gets comfortable with her fairly quickly. We learned that there's about 20 or more academies in on the island, and they all have a ranking system, which makes sense. And academy with a 7 star student, 7 star students are usually ranked near the top. And we learned that Hidito, even though like he used his star to lie to be a 7 star, he doesn't have access to 7 star shit. Like he still has 1 star defense abilities and stuff like that. So honestly, it was she was basically making it seem like it was a miracle like he even got into the academy with his terrible test scores. And the plan to offset all this is that they have a hacker that's just gonna rig all the battles for him. I thought when this first came up, I thought they were saying like they're just gonna choose challengers that's on their side and they're gonna throw the match. But no, the hacker is gonna like make it impossible for him to lose. So Shiru Yuki gave Hirito an earpiece where he met Kaguya, the hacker, and they set up an ideal first match for him. And before we didn't even get to see it, he won it. Why I don't know because we didn't see it. But
You
it
didn't see it. I saw it.
you saw it? No, you didn't see it. You saw him win, but you didn't see the match.
You don't know.
I do know. I watched the episode in English, so
What?
I didn't have to like not pay attention.
Damn, that's crazy.
a couple kids were showing Hidito around. They were trying to kiss his ass because he's a 7 star, and like his class had a whole tournament to like see who gets to show him around. And that's when like Shido Yuki mentioned another favorable challenger, and my man continued to put up his cocky front, and the challenge was a race. Rena was in the broadcaster room, the announcer room, and the girl he was racing, she like brought out this never seen before motorcycle that like she's always the fastest person, and no one's ever seen her use his motorcycle, so she was like definitely supposed to win. And he too was just doing it on foot, and they were like, yo, he's crazy. So she thinks he picked obstruction abilities because it's a race, it's a straight line race, and it's a race where anything goes apparently, so they can interfere with each other as much as they possibly can. And when she started the race, she just went flying and landed on like an Olympic sport cushion, you know, and they do the
High
vote.
jump.
Yeah, that.
It's high jump, man.
And that's when Kaguya went into detail that we're just gonna stack these three things to cancel out her three things, and then you're gonna make some shit up, but really we're just gonna make obstacles appear on the track and knock her out. So like they do that, and he just casually walked to the end, and still maintaining his front. And like I ain't gonna front, he plays his role perfectly, even though like once he's like alone, he's freaking out.
Oh, he's
And
freaking out during the thing. He's like in his head, like, "Oh my god!"
yeah, Rina then asks Hiruto to meet up in private, and we get to learn more about her situation where like she's pretending to be Sadasa because the real Sadasa is kidnapped, but she doesn't want this to hurt the Sadasa's reputation, so that's why she's filling in. And then we find out that Hirito is actually looking for his childhood friend. They decide they might as well work together and exchange numbers, and when they see each other the next day, she was like kind of like, yo, why didn't he text me? So like she's probably developing a little feelings for him right off the bat. Like, probably like that a little too soon for me to assume that, but like it seems like they might be like opening the door for that possibility. And his real excuse for not texting her last night was he was tired and went to sleep.
I mean, that'd be valid though.
That is valid. Um. Okay, so like by this point, second episode, I'm still, I'm still like I'm good right now. It's just like my interest hasn't gone down. It's not like oh my god, this is amazing, but it's not like oh my god, end this.
I say, shoot, I think another little gaming type show you would probably like is
No game, no life.
nah. I told you a long time ago to watch that Hikaru no Go. That one's kind of interesting in a gaming way. But it's not like this one though. But you know, I mean, I guess it was more interest for me because I enjoyed that game. But anyhow, keep
Uh,
going, sir. I'm
no,
just
no, we're
rambling.
good. I started reading something that like I told you, I like things that like take a different twist that like I'm not expecting in a webtoon or something, because like anime's got all the isekais and webtoons got all the like leveling up things, but this one it's called World's Strongest Troll, and he goes into a virtual reality where he kind of ends up like because he and the beginner quest. There's two quests they give you right away. The first one is kill a slime, which he did, and the second one's like read 100 books. And apparently, the way you do that is you could just like read a couple pages and then boom, that counts as reading a book. But he didn't know that, so he was like actually reading books for like 2 days. He found some interesting information in the book, asked for Valiant Tomb, which is super rare and which led him to like a hidden class quest, and then he became this like entity in the game that like he's making the game harder for beginner level players. Like it made him like PK beginner level players, and like the whole he's like turning the whole game unfair because he doesn't even have a leveling system anymore. He has what's called plausibility, and he gets to alter like the game a little bit. And it's I don't fully understand it yet, but it's interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I like
Very interesting.
yeah I like fighting. I like reading webtoons. I think it's the colors.
Yeah, I think you like the colors. All
Yeah,
about the colors.
it's all about the Benjamins, dog.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Hmm. Very interesting there.
Shall we continue?
Yes, please continue.
I think it's your go, bro.
Oh, you didn't talk about how the creepy man showed up at the end?
What creepy man was it? Post credits?
No.
I was gonna say, I don't do post credit. Oh, the creepy man at the guy who just started laughing above the stairs.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Who's gonna be his rival?
I forget to
So,
write things sometimes. I don't know, dog. He wasn't. Maybe he just wasn't that memorable to me.
oh, he was because he was sitting there creepy. Like, who is this creeper man right here? But yeah, yeah, I do think it's unethical to be hacking in a world like that, though. But I feel like one day he's eventually gonna run up against someone that has hacker-proof software,
He's
and
gonna
he's
actually have
actually,
to.
yeah, he's actually gonna have to play the game.
But here's the thing, though. Can he not play for stars because people think he's a 7 star? He like,
I
am I wrong in thinking he should have 2 more stars right now?
I have no idea. I feel like for some reason, like you might not get stars unless you play someone that's a higher level than you. I feel like it said that somewhere.
But they're all higher level than him. On
He's a 7 star.
So I think because he has to protect the lie and 7 stars and max level stars, he can't take stars from people he's beating. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I said. He has to have people higher than him to take stars.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, okay. We are gonna go on to the aristocrat's otherworldly adventure, serving gods who go too far. Season 1, episode 10. Forgot to write the title down, but it's Trials of an A-rank adventurer. So this is just too much here. Not really, but yeah, no, it was craziness. I'm like, man, a lot of stuff just didn't make sense. So, but anyhow, all right. So my man Cain has a new sword, katana, that he got from the first emperor, and so he comes through and he recounts his time in the other world to the king and the advisors. And this is the part that like made me kind of like, really? This what y'all doing? Y'all worried? The man been missing for like 5 days. Y'all worried about him getting some bandits when it's like 5 days. I could see if it was like a week and he ain't did the thing. You never gave the man a deadline. You just said it has to be completed soon. So it's like okay, all right, if you say so. But like even if it was a month, like come on, man, stop playing with that man. You know he's the savior. Um, but yeah, so that happens, and he um he has to go save some folks, and the folks that he's saving end up being his his old teachers. So yeah, he stops a bandit. The other thing that made me mad too is the people were like, "Oh, who's this little whippersnapper? Y'all really gonna win?" You just seen the man fly in on on his own like recognizance, and y'all trying to say, "Oh, we can't, we can beat him." Nah, man. You know that man was OP. I don't even know why y'all thought that thought. They just set you up for failure, man. And yeah, so he ends up whooping them pretty quickly. He finishes his quest. He takes them back to the place, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I completed my thing. Here's the bandits." And he just goes on back. But yeah, it just upset me. All that. So yeah, so then he goes back to the guild. And this was a funny part here when his masters were being accosted again. And the villains that were there were like, "Oh, who's this little guy?" And then they're like, "Oh no, it's the guy that beat us up the last time I was here." So, yeah, so they realized they already lost and then flee. And then Code shows up and he's his master's brother, which I kind of should have realized that from the red hair because they both had the same red hair, but didn't put two together. I guess because there's so much of a delay from seeing her to seeing him, because she went missing for like 8 episodes.
I felt like her hair was like a lighter color until they were standing side by side.
Yeah, so that's what I was like. Oh man. So this is when it starts to get funny here. So then they start talking, and they talk about his national level items that he makes. And I'm like, oh man, y'all supposed to keep it secret. So I'm like, oh man, my man's getting out there. And what's his wife's name? Ice or something?
Um, I
Code's wife name.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. I'll try to find it real quick.
It's his wife.
Yeah, his wife was there. And so yeah, she gets drunk. She's like, "Yeah, I want you to make me one." So now he has to make one, which was pretty funny. So then he's like, "Oh, I got to go to school." So he attends school. He goes, and apparently it's it's like a testing day, and it's pretty funny because they're like, "Oh, you can't use any spells, Cain. Your beginner level magic is just too strong." So it's like, man, that's funny, hilarious. And but before that, let me backtrack a little bit. They had a whole that somebody at the Adventures Guild was requested to be a guest teacher, but they flaked out, so the whole group had volunteered to go in. I'm like, oh, okay. So they're doing all the fighting, and then in the classroom portion, his friends show up to be a surprise instructor, and he was like, "Oh man, y'all supposed to tell me you're going to do this," and so they ask all the kids like, "Hey, how many of you guys are adventurers?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, we're adventurers." And it's like, "Oh well, pull out your gold card so we can pull out your adventure card so we can see." And Kyan's like, "Oh no, I don't want to pull it out because at this time they will probably not care for me too much, and I'm already alienated." Because they had already sensed that they're alienated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was alienated, so
But
that
it's like
happened.
hilariously, they were making it worse.
They were making it real worse. I don't know why or how that happened, but it did. So, da, da, da. Got my place here. I'll just keep singing a little bit till I find it. Oh yeah. So then they go outside for the battle portion, and they devised a plan to show that he's strong because they had to show the kids. They fought the kids one by one until they realized how strong they were. They were going to fight Cain. But he miscalculated the class time, and Cain doesn't get to fight.
I just want to know where that line came from.
It came out of nowhere because I could have sworn they knocked down like 20 kids before we even got to him.
Yeah, bro, ain't no way there's that many kids in your class. They getting 2 rounds in.
Yeah, they did something. But I'm like, oh well. Uh, so then he starts to go to fight. I'm like, oh, time's up in the class. And he's like, oh no, I really want to fight. He's like, sorry, Cain. So then my man Cain, he gets mad, starts rumbling through the forest, destroying stuff. He slices a dragon. I'm like, okay, this is getting outlandish here. And the guard's like, oh, the Dark Prince is coming. It's not Dark Prince, it's Cain. He was going on a rampage, letting all his rage. And then so Flash to the actual Dark King, the last of his some of the last of his thing, his powers or his prison fell away. He's like, oh well, it's only like one part of my something. He was saying, I guess I could go without it. So he's he's free now. Kain's out, and so it begins.
I think the problem with the this setup is Kaim ain't really doing anything to get better. Like other than the training he just did, but like with the in between, like he's done training. He's not training anymore. He's kind of just doing his thing. He might get experience as adventurer with his freaking 200 times XP boost, but like all great XP boosts, you hit a cap. Like it starts slowing down. So I
Do
don't
you hit a
really.
cap?
Hmm.
Do you hit a cap?
Yeah, in like an RPG type game where like there's no level cap, yeah, it slows down dramatically.
Not before my boy Jin Sung Woo.
Yeah, no, but no, it didn't. No, it did slow down a lot for him.
He's still leveled up. You said you hit a cap. That's what I was referring to. My man ain't never hit a cap.
No, I was saying like in RPGs where like there's an no level cap, it still slows down like dramatically.
Does it?
Yeah,
Really?
yes,
No kidding.
100%.
Hmm. Interesting. Say less.
Cannot lie.
You can. You
Touche.
can deny it too. Yeah. But yeah, so that was it. So yeah.
Shall we move on
Yeah, we're moving on.
to my
Moving
ruthless
on.
boy that is a Thorfinn?
I'm gonna call him ruthless because he was a sucker in the beginning.
Right, bona fide thug now.
He might be.
Vinland Saga, episode 6. The journey begins. Okay, so Askeladd's crew is bathing in the rain, and some savage said he's going to wash off all his fleas and lice. And I was like, bruh, yeah, mess. You can't wash that off with the like. I know you can't drink seawater, but you can't wash that off in the water.
Wash what off?
Like you can't clean your hair in the seawater, bro.
You could.
Yeah, bro. Like, why you gotta wait for rain to wash off fleas and lice?
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. I was like, what do you mean? Of course you can clean hair in the seawater.
Yeah, it was the same, bro. It was like, oh, now that it's raining, I can wash out all this fleas and lice. I'm like, bro, y'all, y'all pirates. Y'all surrounded by water.
Yeah, I don't think they understood. See, back then, people were crazy.
Yeah, like you never have to stink, bro. Just get in the water real quick.
Yeah,
That's I don't get that stereotype by pirates. Like they're dirty. The ship's always dirty. You're surrounded by water. Like, the ship may be arguable because like, who the fuck wants to clean? But like, why are you dirty?
yeah.
Anyways, Thorfinn was clearly still mad and in a corner. Um, that intro, I don't know how you feel about the opening song, but like, I like it. Even with the screaming towards the end, I like it. And I think I like, I'm okay with the screaming towards the end because I don't understand none of the words anyway. So like, there was no way I was gonna understand if it was in English. The screaming.
Yeah, extra, the outro always is in English. I'm like, really
The outro's in
crazy.
English.
Yeah,
I don't listen to outros.
you don't listen to a lot of things.
You right. So
Yeah,
they docked, um, and there's a bunch of corpses everywhere. Like Thorfinn was walking and he like saw someone's innards and he threw up.
like a sucker.
And yep. And the Vikings and the English are very much still at war. The apparently the Danish uses guys like Askeladd's crew as their armies, so they don't really have professional fighters. They just have people to like, I guess, want to.
Mercenaries.
Yeah. It seemed like Askeladd was making a deal with one of Floki's guys, but he got killed by an arrow, and now the crew was being ambushed by a rain of arrows. Askeladd's men, being the true Viking slash pirates they are, I don't know what to call them because they call them both. They were just charging the attackers who had bows and arrows with no care in the world. They were just taking. If they got hit by an arrow, they got hit by an arrow. It is what it is. Um, Thorfinn was getting attacked by one of the guys that like, "Are you with the pirates?" And like, ultimately decided he was gonna attack him. Askeladd did save him, but like, it also looked like he stabbed him too. But the
Stabbed a
way,
little bit.
yeah, but the way Thorfinn was moving was like, did he stab him? Because like, that sword looked kind of deep, bro. For you to just be walking around like you didn't just get stabbed by that big ass sword.
I think the tip touched him, and the blood fell on the tip of the sword, fell onto him. That's the only thing I could think of.
Because it seemed like it went deep. I'm like, oh, damn, ass. That shit looks like it went deep. And he goes, my bad. I thought you already got killed. The weak don't survive long in this battleground. So
Yeah,
It rang in Thorfinn's mind that, like, as I said, he'll give him a proper duel when he accomplishes something on the battlefield. And then, like, lo and behold, he might be scared, but he's witnessing a battlefield. So he went for it. And a guy went to kill him, and like he just went in with his dagger and got him in the stomach. He got kicked, which I think knocked the wind out of him a little bit, but like he still went back at it, and he ended up getting his first kill. And then like screaming into the air, like my man is not. He's like kind of like Sasuke level pissed. Like, he's not trying to let this go.
have you ever taken a life? You know how hard it is to take a life.
I don't know. Haven't had to do it yet. I don't actually. I don't think it's hard to take one.
It might not be,
It
but
might
for
be hard to deal
Thorfinn
with it after, depending on your personality, but
being,
it's not. It's really not hard to take one.
being heard it here first, folks. My man's a serial killer.
Nah, man. Let's be realistic here. People are fragile.
You're fragile.
You can accidentally run someone over. You can purposely run someone over. You want to. That can take a life. Push someone off a cliff. Push someone down the stairs. These are all things that can take a life.
Hmm.
Um, where was I?
I don't know.
Dorfin got him his first kill. Blah blah blah. And as the battle was getting progressing, as we were looking through the time lapses, it already seemed like Thorfinn was having an easier time killing people because he already broke it. Once you get over the first one in these type of shows, it becomes easier and easier for the person who's doing it to do it.
Doing
So
it and doing it.
yeah, so eventually he's killing people left and right, and like when it came time for Askeladd to be in danger, Thorfinn threw his dagger and like saved him. And like that may have solely been because it's
He wants
a
to kill.
only I'm gonna kill you type of thing. So come fast forward a little bit. Thorfinn, although he's probably not happy about it, he's basically a part of this crew now. He's scouting for them. Askeladd asks him to scout, and he did some gesture when Thorfinn asked why him. I didn't really get it. Maybe he was signaling he's a kid and he'll be less suspicious. But my man ends up killing three people by himself. He killed one, which I assume was a surprise attack. And then the two almost got the drop on him, but like he ended up grabbing the one guy's blade, stabbing him, and then stabbing the other guy. And which he killed two more people after that. Um, was trapped when the last two was going.
Yeah.
Um, So the guards are chasing him. They have dogs chasing him, and poor dogs, man. But you got to do what you got to do. Thorfinn kills the dogs. He was a little. I guess he was a little wounded because he ended up floating in the river, knocked out on passed out on a tree, a fallen tree.
Yeah.
these two girls where this mother and daughter where the mother was trash talking the current ruler, I think the king, for like picking fights with the Danes where the last king welcomed them, and that's why this war is going on. They come across
Other,
Thorfinn. What?
I say the war mostly came on because this new king decided to slaughter all the Danes that resided
Mm-hmm.
in the country
That's the
for
only
no
reason.
reason.
Which I don't know what he had against them, but that's the only reason there's a war right now. So they come across Thorfinn and like they bring him to their house, and they wash his clothes, they wrap his wound, and they feed him. They can't really understand each other, but like you find out that um the mother lost her son, and
Through the cold.
yeah, due to a code, he died with a code, and we learned while he was with the. I already had a feeling, this lady's gonna die. I don't know. I don't know if she's actually gonna die, but like she's giving me gonna die vibes. But Thorfinn had a moment that was kind of funny when like the daughter started getting itchy, and like Thorfinn scratched his head and all these fleas were coming out. So the mother was like grooming his hair, and that's when a guy in a horse showed up, said he was looking for a kid, and my man already had a dagger ready, but she lied and said it was her kid, and he went away peacefully. And like even though he couldn't understand her, he like understood the gestures and what she was doing and how like she was defending him. Um, I don't know if you noticed, but like Thorfinn, when he had his shirt off, he had a pretty decent scar on his shoulder going into his chest. And I
He
would
did
love to know where he got that from. But,
his battlefield adventures.
yo,
That was from when the guy first sliced him up when he tried to run away.
maybe. But also, given how many people he's killed and how active he's been with Askeladd's crew, my man has like no definition in his torso.
Yeah,
Like you see
it's
other
true.
animes, these kids are like freaking ripped, like Killua and things like that. Like my man had a basic kid body. But um Thorfinn finally got better, and like he knew what he still had to do because Askeladd's crew was waiting for him. And the best way he could, slowly, he turned around and told them to run. He sent the signal to have the crew come in here, and when the villagers tried to clear out the fire, they noticed Askeladd's crew showing up. And when Thorfinn turned around and saw, no, I skipped the part. The guys on the horses showed up. Thorfinn killed them all, and then he made eye contact with the lady, the mother that was helping him, and like you saw guilt on his face. But then as Askeladd's crew was spotting, he was like, "I told you to run. I said it in plain English for you." And I don't know what she was feeling. Maybe she was just like accepting it. Maybe she was trying to fill in the void that her son left, and it was just like, oh man, I tried to. This kid that I saved is the reason this village is getting ransacked.
Yeah.
And Thorfinn clearly felt guilty, but like he took a deep breath and like his eyes got darker. So like either a emotion, another emotion within him died, or like I don't know how to explain it, but like that's how it went through in my head. Like he just came a little more desensitized towards life.
Versus the killing fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still very much into Vinland Saga.
Are you?
Yeah, I kind of want to watch all of it, but like it is what it is.
You kind of want to watch all of it. That's what you say, huh?
But it is what it is.
Hmm.
I have
Very
other things I can
interesting.
watch,
Like what?
like the current new One Piece.
A word. But yeah, I think it was at the end of the episode it was fun. Well, fitting how Thor thought about his own family and his other stuff when he saw the lady. So I was like, oh, he's not totally dead on the inside yet, but he's getting there.
He's getting there.
Yeah, eventually he'll get there, but not anytime soon. My boy Thorfinn.
That's how it be.
Do it gotta be like that though?
Listen, it don't gotta be, but it is.
You might be like that.
I ain't though.
You,
Now, would you like to talk about Jujutsu?
yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. Jujutsu Kaisen,
Do it.
chapter 233. So they talk a little bit, and then like my man Gojo, his healing slowing down. The fight's taking a toll on him. He's wearing down. And then the possibility people start thinking about that Gojo could lose. And Gojo has this like inner monologue where they talk about it, and there's like, oh, yeah, Gojo, he kind of, I don't know if he relishes the fact that he has to really put his skills to the test because he can't remember the last time he lost. And he was like, it's kind of lonely being the strongest or whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. So he's having fun with the fight. And they're fighting through him and Sukuna. And Sukuna hits my boy with a piercing blood bullet. And the Maharanga is fighting. And it's like 2-1. And then Gojo's like, oh, you're going 2-1. And then Sukuna's like, oh, he summoned another little monster type creature and was like, oh, now it's 3-1. And then Gojo's fighting. He's like, oh, I got to end this in one shot next time because it was looking kind of hairy for the boy. And he's like, oh, I'm going to use unlimited hollow. I was like, oh, I can't remember what that technique was, but it sounds cool.
I can't either. I was like, that's not the purple one, right? I was like, I can't tell.
No. Yeah, I was like, oh, man.
It seems like it should be concluding soon.
Probably another 60 pages. Yeah. But yeah, that was it. That was all we had this week. I'll say next week I'll be picking 2 new shows.
Oh, that's right. We're getting close to the end of Kiam.
Well, no, I'm just done watching Cayenne. I'm just gonna pick 2 new shows. There's like 3 more episodes left. I'm just pick 2 new shows.
It's hilarious. Anything else you want to talk about, Irby?
We'll finish it out and I'll pick a new one. No, not really.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Ouch.